Okay, guys, let's get started with week 4. We are nearly there. So, go away. Week 4. Week 4, we are up to Enrol. We're up to this section down here. So we've prepared ourselves and our hosts, and we've invited. We've been able to present powerfully and effectively, and then we've started to enrol people at workshops. So today we're going to focus on enrolling and following up in the PIPES methodology. So today we will cover enrolling etiquette and ways to enrol people, setting up your online business link, your welcome emails that you send to new wellness advocates, what is the wellness consult and why is it important, and how do you do a wellness consult, the welcome packs and placements. So we're going to talk a little bit about enroller versus sponsor and a little bit about placements. I'm not going to go too in depth because there's a stack of placement and compensation plan information in module 4 that I want you to work through with your mentor, but I'm going to touch on placements because as soon as you enroll someone, you need to put them somewhere. Okay, so let's talk about when we enroll people, who then becomes the enroller. And so you're presenting at a workshop, and at the end you've done your powerful close, and you've got all these people filling in their forms and handing them back to you. And what you need to know is who is the person that introduced them to the oils. Who was the person that introduced them and invited them along to this workshop? Can you see those notifications there? I'm hoping they're not coming up. So the person that introduces one to the oils is always the enroller. So you need to ask them the question, who introduced you to the oils, if you don't know, and who referred you to this workshop. Because if someone introduced them to the oils and then sent them to this workshop that you were doing because it was public and because it was local, then you always must send them back to the person that enrolled them. We are here to impart knowledge on anyone that wishes to have it, and if someone else introduced them to the oils, then that person will be sent back to them. Now, there's always the free choice and free will, and if someone feels that the person that introduced them they didn't resonate with, but they resonated with the person that's presenting the workshop, they then need to go back to that person and discuss that with them before enrolling with someone else. So please just bear in mind the person that introduces one to the oils is always the enroller. The host is always the enroller. So we're thinking about abundance here. We're not thinking about scarcity, and we're not thinking, oh, I need to be the enroller so I can get this fast start, because it will flow through your whole business. There'll be enough, so much abundance for your whole business. So please don't ever feel like you're going to be lacking in something when someone else is the enroller. So if you are hosting a class, if you are presenting a class for someone, and they are on 100 PV LRP, they've asked you to present to their friends, they're their contacts, then they will be the enroller. So what you do is actually set up the LRP with them prior to their workshop, if they have not done that, explain the benefits of them being the host and being the enroller, because for them, that gives them quick, fast commissions that they can use to pay for their next LRP order. And what that means for you is this person is going to be processing an LRP order, which is supporting them, but it's also supporting residual income for you. You, as the enroller of the host, are also going to receive a percentage of Fast Start because it's paid on generations. So you're not missing out at all. You're actually creating future opportunities for further sharing, for people to want to then host more workshops or invite more people into your business and their business, even if they're not particularly building. If they're just sharing, if they're sharers are fantastic because they're not absolutely committed to building the business, but they want to introduce people to the oils because they see so much value in the oils. So make sure that when someone is hosting the workshop, that you set up the LRP and give them that value of the LRP and as the enroller, and always have them as the enroller, because it's their contacts. Now, if they're not doing the business, it's still your responsibility to do the wellness consults, and we'll talk about that down the track. There are so many people in my organisation that I do the wellness consults for, and I'm not the direct enroller. And this is because I'm providing others with the opportunity to have their oils paid for, and to increase the opportunity of them wanting to share down the track. So I am more than happy to be the person doing those wellness consults for these new enrollers. We can't expect the host to know all of this unless they then decide they want to go and build. I'm hoping this is making sense to you. Now, when you enroll someone, you need to make sure that they are aware that they're actually joining a team. So quite often people think that when they sign up with a wholesale account, then that's they're just buying oils, they're just having an account, and that it's not actually part of an organisation. So it's really important that you make them aware, which I'm sure all of you do, that when they do that, they get to join your amazing team of education, of oily love. So they know that they're going to get the support and guidance that they need, but also that they're committing to a team environment and that they're not just purchasing oils from a supermarket. Okay, so then when someone else asks them if they're using oils, then they say, yeah, I am. I have my own wholesale account and I'm part of such and such's team. Okay, so what I want you to think about is abundance mentality, knowing that there's more than enough people to serve in our communities, in Australia and in the world, and that the more that we allow others opportunities to hold workshops and be enrollers, then the more opportunities we create for our business. So instead of thinking that there's not enough, that I need this money, that I need this enrollment, that I need this, or that person, she's mine, making sure that we're thinking about what suits the person in the best instance, and also the abundance mentality of there's more than enough people to serve and I have more than enough. Okay. So this is just going right back to basics here for people that need to know how to actually enroll someone. So we have this form called the Wellness Advocate Agreement form that I talked about last week when I talked about presenting. And this is the form at the end that the people fill out and they hand back to you as their order form. Now, quite often people can forget details, and you may get home and go and process something and the email's missing or the date of birth might be missing. So it's very, very important that before you leave the workshop, or before they leave the workshop, that you ensure that you've gone through the details with them and that you can read the email, that you can read their postal address, that they have their date of birth, their phone number and their 3-digit CCV code on the back of their card. So making sure that all the credit card numbers are there, that everything is filled out and complete. It might sound really easy and simple, but please make sure that everything is correct on this form, because this is what you're going to go by when you enroll someone into your business. The other thing you need to check is that if they've ticked a kit, that you've gone around with them and they've added the fractionated coconut oil as in the other products section. This is important because they need the fractionated coconut oil to be able to use their oils topically. So then what do we do with this form? First of all, you need to log into your online office or your back office, and you need to make sure that your LRP template is above 100 PV. Or if you are the presenter and you are processing these enrollments for the host who is sharing, you need to make sure that their LRP template is set above 100 PV and is going to be processed in that month before you even put them down as enroller. So this is very, very important. Ideally, you will set the template and you will ship it prior to the workshop, but it always must be set before the workshop, and it must be processed in the same month as the enrolments are being processed, okay? This is to ensure that the enroller will get paid their Fast Start commission on the Wednesday night. Very, very important. So then what you do is click Dashboard. You click Enroll New Wellness Advocate. Now I have a video on this, so I'm just posting up what's on the video, so please watch the video in Module 4. Ensure you've selected the correct country and the language. So making sure that if it's from Australia, that the country is obviously Australia and the language is English, Australia. If you're enrolling someone from America, then you need to swap the country to America. But if you're enrolling someone from the United Kingdom, for example, what you actually need to do is switch the language to English instead of English Australia. If you keep it at English Australia, then those kits won't pop up for you, as I found a few months ago when I was trying to enrol someone from London. So make sure that your language is also selected to be correct for the country. You want to be choosing wholesale prices, and as a wholesale member, not customer, wholesale member and wholesale prices. Then you want to follow the prompts with all their details that you've received from their Wellness Advocate form, and you want to add everything in as listed. And just check the order correct for your email, because that can swap emails around. You want to identify if there's any additional products that have been listed in this others products column. So when you're talking through your clothes, you obviously want people to add the fractionated coconut oil. If they're going with the essential collection, you also want them to add a diffuser. Maybe you've been talking about topical use of Ice Blue Rub or Clary Calm or In Tune. That is the place, or Balance. That is the place that you'll put it in these other products. And you want to look out for those other products when you're processing your enrolment order. So once you've dropped down your enrolment order from the cart, then you can add your other products. You'll be asked to make a password for your new member. So please write down this password and keep it safe, because you're going to need to send that to them in their welcome email. Now the password needs to be a capital letter, and it needs to have a number. So I generally do their first name with a capital, and then oils1, or their first name, last name, and number 1. Just find something that works for you and just do that consistently, so then you always know what your system is. Once you've processed their order, you'll be given an ID number, and this is what you need to send with their password when you send their welcome email. It also then gives you the option to set up the loyalty rewards program. So once you've received their ID number at the top, it'll say, would you like to set up the LRP now? And it will say, no, I'll do it later, or yes, let's set it up. So in your workshop, this is why it's important to discuss the activation of the loyalty rewards program, because once you start talking about that in your workshop, people see the value of it and they actually want to join. So you get them to fill out the loyalty rewards section on their enrolment form. You ask them what date between the 2nd and the 15th suits them for shipping for the following month, because that's when the free product is. And then if they know exactly what they'd like for next month, then you put that down. Otherwise, you set up a template with a mood management kit, which will put it over 100 PV for their order. So then as the enroller, you go in and you change that with them when you do your wellness consult. But if they're going to do LRP straight away, set it up straight away at that point, and that makes it a lot easier. Okay, there's another way that you can actually enroll people. So if you've just joined, can you just mute your computer, please? So you can actually enroll through your online business link. So has everyone set up their online business link yet? And do you actually know what I'm talking about here? So what I'm going to show you is how to actually access this and how to set it up. This is a way that if people aren't keen on giving you their bank details, then they can actually go online from wherever they are and they can process an order through your online link. But you have to ensure that you have set it up effectively, and that you have sent them an email to explain exactly how to enrol successfully via your link. Because the last thing we want is them enrolling as retail customers or wholesale customers if they want to be wellness advocates, or they want to receive that 25% off of retail as a wholesale customer. So we need to be aware of this link. So I'm just going to show you. So this is my online office, my back office. Hopefully everyone can see that. And I've logged in, and you can see here that I've just got to my shop tab. Okay, so as soon as you log in, this is what you should see. Up here, we've got my online store, and this is where you set up your link to your online office. So what you can actually do is click on my settings. And it actually gives you the step-by-step how to set up your personal business site or your business link. Okay, so my current business site is really exciting. It's just /Erin Blott. And this is the link that you give people when you want to when they want to access it via their own computer. Okay, so you want to give them this link, and they're going to be able to access that via the computer. This here is where you enter what your business site name is. Maybe you want what your business is actually called, or maybe you just want to add your name, and then you're able to save your settings. Now, the other thing that you can do is sort out your contact info, and this is what number and name and email address is going to be on that account. So if you click on View My Business Site, this is where it takes you, okay? And what you want people to do is actually click here in Join and Save. So if they click Join and Save...
Excuse me, Erin.
Oh, yes?
Excuse me, Erin, we're not actually seeing your back office, love. All we can see is your sharing screen. We're not seeing actually what you're doing in your back office.
Hang on, let me get out of that. Right, row. So what screen can you see?
We can just see you're enrolling through your business, through your online business link.
So
yeah, PowerPoint, sorry.
So you can just see that one there?
Yeah, yep.
Okay. So if I go stop share, and then share screen, I might have to do it this way. Can you see that now?
Yep, we can see your your business website link now.
Okay. Cool. Thanks for that. Close that up. Okay. So, right. So we'll have to go through that little bit again. But all you need to know is that you click on your online store. And then in this, you can set up your settings and your contact information. If you click on this Preview My Business Site, this is going to take you to the screen that I'm currently on here. And so what you can actually do, you want people to click on Join and Save, and then this is going to be how they enroll. Okay, so when you send them your link, this is actually what they go to. So you just want to create a little profile for yourself here. It only takes a certain size photo or megapixel or whatever they call megabyte photo, and so you just have to choose one that will actually fit for the screen, and then you just write a little bit about yourself. I also include how to join here, but if people ask for my link, I'll also send them an email to actually show them how to enroll online. And if there's a promotion for that month, I'll tell them what promotion it is and the best value kit for them to do. So I just do a little bit of a blurb there that they can have a look at as well. So I'm happy to work through that with those that want to set it up that haven't already. If you can't sort of work that out for yourself, but all you need to know is that this is where people can come as an external point to enrol through you. They don't necessarily want to give you their details, or if they've sent you a message on Facebook via your business site, on Facebook business site, and maybe they want to just enrol like that, then you give them your link and they can just pop on and do that, and you'll receive a welcome email from doTERRA and letting you know that that person's enrolled. Then you can start doing your wellness, your follow-up with them. So I'll stop sharing that screen and then I will go back to this one. That's what I didn't do before. So you can see that one now. Rowana, you can see the PowerPoint again. If you unmute yourself, just let me know you can see that.
Oh, yes. Sorry, I pressed the unmute. Yes, yes, I can see it. Sorry.
Thank you. Okay, cool. So just really quickly, I just wanted to show you that way. I'll show people that way if they really are adamant that they don't want to give me their details, and they find my link on Facebook and they'll process their own order and I'll get an email. So just make sure you're checking your emails as well. Then you can add people to your group. But that's another way of being able to enrol people. And then you just need to make sure that they're doing it without buying retail, okay? Then once you've enrolled these beautiful people, it's time to nurture them. It's time to ensure that they're going to have a beautiful long-term experience and love for these oils. And when you've enrolled them, that is when your work is just beginning, okay? So this section from now and forevermore is mandatory, and you must nourish and nurture and care for your new members, okay? Because they are your future. You invested the time to enroll them, so you now invest the time to take care of them and show them how to use this beautiful investment. So you welcome them to your team and our wider team with a personalised email. You'll also send them the invitation to join the team, all of our team member groups. If they are interested in the business straight up, then invite them to join the builders group and start on this builders training. So if you know that someone's keen to share and a little bit interested, keen to build, and they just need to know a little bit more, please just add them to the group and let me know, and then tap them straight into the program, because then you'll work out whether they actually are interested or whether they're not, okay? And it's going to be a really, really quick way of doing that. So I will talk about canned responses a bit later. I might even get Liv to do a bit of a session on that for us. So what I do, I'll make sure you guys can get access to the canned responses. And what I do is in my Gmail, I have a canned response set up where I just click on a button, click canned responses, and that is my welcome email. And all I need to do is add in their ID and password and add my attachments to it. So it's already pre-done. It saves me a lot of time, and I can just send that off for them. So you want something that's really, really simple, something that you can duplicate through your team, and something that's going to be really, really time efficient for you, because if the more you get on, you're going to be enrolling more people, and you don't want to be spending hours and hours and hours trying to enroll people and then send them a welcome email. Sorry, just keep my bottle over. You want to include their Wellness Advocate ID number and password, and the link to mydoterra.com. So you want them to know where they need to go to log on, which is mydoterra.com. You want them to know how, so their Wellness Advocate ID number, and then their password. And make sure you just let them know that it's case sensitive and that they need to have that capital in there. So you want to give them the tools that they can get started straight away. And most people are hanging to log on to their online shop and see what it's all about. You want to attach the relevant information for them for the kit that they purchased. or if they paid the $35 fee, then choosing the oils that they purchased with that intro packet, and also the diffuser and the rollable recipes. So Liv has created these beautiful kit info sheets and packs for our team, and I've just got her to do the Nature Solution one as well. So we've got a full set of information sheets for every enrolment kit now, and they're all uploaded in the files section of the builders page. So download them and make sure that you're welcome to attach them to your enrolment email so that people can get started. This is an example of the emotional aromatherapy kit. So they just say what is actually in the kit, a little bit about this doTERRA's essential oils, and then the following pages will list each oil and uses for each one. Also, the Home Essential Kit rollable recipe and the diffuser recipes are there as well. So please utilise them because you're more than welcome to, and pass them down throughout your teams as well, so that people have that ready to go and they can have that printed out before you get there for your wellness consult as well. And you want them to get started before your wellness consult. You don't want them to be afraid of the box and not open it before you get there. You want them to be excited and can't wait to crack it open. You'll also want to attach the dilution guidelines. So you want them to know that some of the warmer oils need to be diluted, and that even though you've told them this in your workshop, people need to be re-inspired, and they need to be made aware of these things again, because quite often workshops are quite overwhelming for people and things can go in and out. So I always make sure that I attach the dilution guidelines, and during the wellness consult go through that with them. And it will tell you what oils neat, sensitive and dilute, and whether you're using it for children or adults. Attach links, websites, books and apps that they can access for additional information. So what we're wanting to do is empower, not enable. So we're wanting to give them as much knowledge and resources as possible, so then they know that we're here if they need us, but we're not going to continually provide them with the answers. So we're going to show them huge amount of resources where they can go and find them. So what we're actually wanting to do is we're this proactive, preventative healthcare provider that just wants to see them take responsibility of their health. And attaching links and websites such as doTERRA.com, doTERRA Science blog, the Modern Essentials app, the Emotions app, and where they can actually buy the books as well. So your Modern Essentials book, your Essential Life book, and your Emotions and Essential Oils book. So you're wanting to give them all that information, and you just attach that in your welcome email. You can download the links from the website and just attach it in your email, or you can just type it in and direct them to that. But make sure they do the app as well, because that's really handy for on the go. And please also put in the welcome email that you want them to contact you when their oils arrive, so that they can go through their wellness consult. And you want them to know that this is part of the package, that this isn't an option, that it really is part of them being able to use their oils for the greatest investment. So even at the workshop, once they've enrolled, it's a great idea to pull out your diary and say, I'm going to process your order today. I anticipate that it's going to take about 5 days. How about we look for a week's time and we book in our wellness consult then? And you've booked it in, it's locked in and it's done. They're waiting for the oils to arrive. They start playing with them before you get there, and then they're ready to roll a week later. Okay, so it's really, really important that you reaffirm in your email that they're going to have that wellness consult, and as soon as their oils arrive, please let me know. And most people are jumping out of their skin to let you know that their oils have come. They're so excited. So let's talk wellness consult. Please watch the video that I've done in module 4 because that will give you an idea of what I'm talking about as well. But this is just for people that like the on paper, writing, visual stuff, okay? This over here is the wellness consult form, and this is available in the builders page in the files section, but it's also available in the Live guide online, and the link to that is also in the builders module. So the wellness consult, use it as a guide. This form, use it as a guide. So I've done quite a few wellness consults now, and I don't actually use the form because I know the process that I go through when I do my wellness consults, and it is the same structure, but I don't actually particularly use the form. But when you start, this is a great guide for you to keep you on track so that you know what you're going to ask them next. So a wellness consult is mandatory, and it's your priority because you are making that time to enroll them. You're basically chasing people around to enroll them. So you should be doing the same thing to be able to educate them about their investment. Does that make sense? Because if we don't spend the time to actually make the time to sit down with them, show them how to use their oils and be safe with them, then we're not going to get a long-time consumer. We're going to have someone that's not going to feel like they're part of a team, and it's not good enough just to add them to a Facebook group. We actually need to invest our energy and our time and our knowledge into educating them, because you just have to remember when you first started how you felt with all this new. Even though it was fun and it's exciting, it can be quite daunting when you've never used essential oils like doTERRA's before. So please ensure that you take that time and make that investment for the wellness consults to be a priority. This is to ensure that they're going to get the most out of their money. And, if they're enrolling with the big kits, they're spending upwards of $600 to $1,000 with you to invest in your team and to invest in their health. So please make sure that you're making the most of their membership by doing their wellness consults. We're doing it to ensure safe and appropriate usage of the oils. The last thing we want is for them to burn themselves using oregano straight onto their skin. We don't want them to be putting it into their eyes. We don't want to be putting it in any places that they're not meant to, or putting coconut oil in the diffuser. They might seem like silly things, but if people don't know, they just don't know. So make sure that we're educating them about safe and appropriate usage. It also gives us an opportunity to listen to their healthcare needs on a more one-on-one basis, because we've gone through this in the presentation, because we've got them to list their top 3 health concerns. But we're now wanting to be able to have that free one-on-one time where we can just sit and we can listen and we can delve right into them. And it gives us a really much clearer idea of where we're going to place them within our organisation. So if we sit down one-on-one with someone, we're going to gauge an idea of, are they going to be a consumer? Are they going to be a great sharer? Or could they possibly be interested in doing this as a business? So we've got a better idea by sitting with them and going through this with them. And so with this wellness consult, it goes through those top health concerns again, the products that they have and the products that they need to help address those concerns, the resources that they have. So this is a great time to make sure that they've downloaded that app and you're showing them how to use it. And then we're doing a daily healthcare plan for them and sorting out their LRP. So let's go into a bit more about how to do a wellness consult. Please watch the video, as I said before. But what you want to do is schedule a consult with a new enrolment within a week of their enrolment. So as soon as their oils arrive, you don't want to be letting it go months and months and months down the track. What I do say though, if you have not done a wellness consult on someone that you've enrolled months ago, I would say to you now, definitely, please make contact with them and book a time, because they still need that support. And if you notice that they haven't ordered since they've enrolled, maybe they haven't even taken the oils out of the box. So you owe it to them to actually pick up that phone and make contact with them and ensure that you're doing their wellness consult. So ideally within a week of them receiving their oils, or within a week of their enrolment. Now, I prefer to do this in person because, like I said, it's an investment of my time, because they're investing their money and their time with themselves and my business. If they don't live local, it's not appropriate. And if they live, if your schedules are mixed matching, then you have to look at another alternative. It doesn't mean scrap it all together, but choose Zoom or the phone. Zoom is amazing. I've done so many wellness consults and even education sessions via Zoom because it is everywhere. People have a computer, you can tap into Zoom so quickly, it's free, and it's a great way to actually have that connection because we're creating connections and we're maintaining relationships. So if we can see someone and we can talk to them and see their body language, then it's fantastic for our relationship. If you can't do that, then over the phone, and making sure that you allow at least your 1 hour to do this wellness consult, and being then aware that you're going to be on the phone for an hour. So blocking out your time and making sure that you've got it charged, that you're in a comfortable spot, and advise them to do the same thing. And you're going to be running through the same thing as if you're doing it in person. So we're going through the wellness consult and we're going through their oils. So what I ask my enrolments to do prior to me coming to do their wellness consult is that they've printed out everything that I've sent them in their welcome email. And this is to make sure that, one, that they've got the email and they've known how to open it and they haven't deleted it. And two, as soon as they turn up, we can just get straight into it. We don't have to be fluffing around, logging into the computer and finding out that it's been removed or that something's happened to it or they can't find it. So make sure they've printed it out, they have it in a folder, and they know what their login and their password is, and it's ready to go, because we're going to show them through their back office in our wellness consult as well. So keep it cash. You're creating relationships. You may not have met this person before the workshop, but you've already established that nice connection with them because you've opened up to them, they've opened up to you. And so you can keep this really casual, and you want to ask them, hey, how are you going with your oils? What are you loving the most about your oils right now? And start that creation of conversation. So they'll tell you, one, that they've either left them in the box, they've been too scared until you've actually turned up so they know how to use them. Or two, they'll be saying, I've had the diffuser out, I've had easy air going, I'm loving my wild orange, frankincense is smelling amazing, I've been putting that all over my skin. So you want to find out what oils they've been drawn to in the beginning and what they're loving the most and what ways that they've been using them, because that gives you a great indication of what else they need to know. So we're listening and we're getting in tune to what their needs are. Ask them what questions they have. So what questions do you have about the oils that you've got, or the oils that you haven't started using yet? And that opens up many, many avenues of further questions. And then what you want to do is go through that wellness consult and ask what their top health priorities are right now. And you want to be able to listen. You've got the space, you've got this time, and you want to listen to what their top health priorities are. And what you can do is actually support them with solutions for the oils that they have. So perhaps it's a home essentials kit, perhaps it's a nature solution, and you want to give them ways that they can help support those needs with the oils that they have. But then this is when we start developing a list of oils that they don't have that can also support their health priorities. And we're going through to create a daily wellness plan with them. So people do like to be told how to use these, like straight out, 1 drop of lemon with 1 drop of peppermint in your water bottle every day. Make sure you refill it every time that you refill your water. Have 2 drops of digestin in the morning, and that's going to support your discomfort that you're experiencing with your tummy. Use palm full of coconut oil with 2 drops of frankincense and massage that into your face morning and night. So I'll generally go through morning to the evening with people and go through how they can use the oils in every aspect of their day. We might not go through each of them for every day in the beginning. So oregano, for example, is not something that we would normally use every day, and it's probably one of the oils that's going to last us the longest. I know that I've still got the same bottle of oregano that I had when I enrolled over 2 years ago. So I've got a tiny bit left in the bottom, but oregano is going to be one that's going to be resilient. He's going to stay around for a while. So you want to be identifying how they can use that in their in their life, say in the flu bomb, in their food, but it may not be something that they use every day. So we're creating a daily wellness plan to get them started but not feeling overwhelmed. What I like to do is go through their wish list. Often you've already added them to the group. So you've already added them to the group pages that you're doing, our wider team page, and people are constantly commenting on what they like. I'm really, really loving this Christmas in July at the moment because everyone's getting really inspired, and I love seeing you all bounce off each other. So this is going to give... Oh, you still got yours too, Ro. Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? It's amazing that we've still got the same oil. But he's a resilient little being. So we can actually take them through their wish list because people are giving us so many beautiful ideas about how to use our oils. I'm still learning new ways to use oils, and we're constantly evolving and we're constantly learning how we can use our oils to their greatest ability. Even me, two and a bit years down the track. So by the time you've got there, if they've already been tapped into your groups, they're already identifying things that people are listing as their favourites, and like, well, I need that. I need lavender peace. Oh, I need in tune. Oh, I need clary calm. So they're already thinking about their wish list. And if they're saying that they need them, there's a health priority that they're needing to address with them, isn't there? So go through their wish list, and then this gives you the opportunity to go through the activation of the LRP again. So if you already haven't activated the LRP at enrolment, this is when we sit down and we go through the activation of it in person. And so you log in, you actually allow them to do that. So they grab their ID and their password, and they know to go to mydoterra.com because that's in the welcome email. So they go off to the site, they log in, you show them which section to log in, because that's the other thing. People often think that because they haven't registered, they need to register. And what you need to identify with them is that you've already registered them. So they actually just go to that part on the left that says ID and password. Once they're in, you show them their online shop, and then you talk once again about the benefits of LRP. More often than not, they're already ready to join because they have their wish list and they need them now. Once people start getting into these oils, they need more oils and they need them right now. So keep that enthusiasm and keep that building. So you want to show them how to set it up. You want to add their wish list oils to it, and you want to identify and show them the free product of the month for the month, any other promotions. So like this month to the 15th is the Salubel, and you want to give them that option. Do they want the free product? Do they want the Salubel? Do they want both? So you sort of gauge their needs to what you actually help them do. Make sure that it's saved and that you show them how to then edit it, that they don't actually have to create a new LRP every month. You actually need to show them how to edit the one that you've created. I also show them in this part how to create an LRP that's in America and how to swap between Australia and America, because I'll always get the question of how do I log into the US warehouse? Where's the US warehouse? And often people will easily miss it just up the top. So please take them through that as well. Go through the Modern Essentials app with them, like I said, and I love to go through the welcome pack that I give them. So this is in my Wellness Consult video, but I'm going to take you through my welcome pack in a minute as well. So I love to sit down with people and I love to create things. I love DIY. So what better opportunity than to sit down with someone and make something with them so they can actually see how you do it and don't feel scared, and you know that they've then got something. As soon as you leave, they're going to start using it, and then you're creating that, giving them, you've got the recipe there, they've got something to then go on with, and then they're going to be more likely to make more things. So I love to make a rollable blend. So in my welcome pack, I give them at least 2 rollables. I make up a rollable blend with them. I show them how to drop the oils in, and then I get them to put the coconut oil in and show them the trick of just putting it over the top and squirting it in. Then we don't get coconut oil everywhere. I make up a cleaning blend with them, because I give them a glass spray bottle so that they can get started with their cleaning, and demonstrate how to use the diffuser. Most people probably don't know how to use the diffuser because they're used to either burners or heat sourced, and so I just like to open up the box and if they haven't already worked it out, open up the diffuser, fill it up with water, show them how to clean it, and just using 1 drop of lemon and some paper towel if it gets a bit discoloured. Otherwise, just showing them just to use some paper towel to wipe it out, and just showing them how to use it and creating different diffuser ideas to go through the day. So perhaps in the morning, wild orange and peppermint might be amazing to invigorate, and then late afternoon when they get home, they can start introducing some frankincense and some easy air, and then into the evening some calming lavender peace, or some lavender or some peace and something like that. So we're giving them a wellness plan that they can start to base their lifestyle on, and then they're going to adjust it as they need to. So over here, this is just an example of a rollerball recipe that you can do with them. This one's for memory loss, so there you go. If you know someone with memory loss, rosemary is absolutely fantastic for that. But watch the wellness consult videos and download the wellness consult form in the file section so that you can continue moving forward with your wellness consult. So this is just an example of my welcome pack, and this doesn't have to be what you do, but this is a good example of what's going to be able to get people supported and started in their journey. And you're giving them anchor oils. Just going to mute. Sorry. Right. So this just gives them an opportunity to experience some of doTERRA's other products. And what you want to do, people say that they run out of ideas of what oils to use. So we're constantly needing to inspire them. But if we can get them using some of these products for their lifestyle, they're going to be able to swap out the toxins in their home, and they're going to start using these products every day. So what I like to do, I've got a canvas bag, or a bag that's been made up, and I've just popped my business name on it. You can use anything that you like that's cost effective for you, and just create this pack. You can use a brown bag, a beautiful brown bag, and you can even put a sticker on it, or a chalkboard label, and just write something nice and beautiful on it, or their name, and just add a few bits and pieces that they're going to think, wow, this is like my little show bag. This is my welcome goodie bag. What I always love to put in there are 1 or 2 breathe lozenges, or easy air lozenges. I also like to put in 1 or 2 on guard lozenges, and I go through this welcome pack when I get there as well, so that they know exactly what they're in their pack. I give them a living magazine. So the living magazines you get from the US warehouse, and you can buy them in packs of 10. And they work out about $1.20 a book. So if you can invest that, then that's fantastic. If not, that's fine. But the living guides are fantastic for people as a reference, because it gives them other ideas of how they can use their oils with DIYs, and also that gives them information about other oils they can purchase and products. I always give 2 rollable bottles, and that's why we make up at least 1 while I'm there, so that they can get the idea of what I'm talking about. I'm talking about rollerballs, and just reiterating what I said in the presentations to them, and then making one up that's specific to their needs. Maybe it's respiratory, maybe it's something for muscles and joints, and we're using things out of their pack. I also give them 1 glass spray bottle that they can use for cleaning, and I give them the recipe of the 10 on guard, 10 lemon, 10 tea tree, and filled it up with distilled water, or boil the kettle and let that cool. And then that's ready for them to go, and they can start using that straight away. Then they're using those 3 products out of their home essentials kit, or their essential collection, or their nature's solution kit, and they're utilising it for their home, and they're picking up that beautiful aroma as well. Then they're going to want to replace their products with these. Then we're going to the shampoo and conditioner. So everyone needs to wash their hair. So why not give them a sample of shampoo and conditioner that they can start trialling? As soon as they start using the wild orange and lime shampoo, they're just going to be in absolute heaven, and they're going to want more. And it's very, very cost effective, those bottles, the 2-pack of shampoo and conditioner. And you can get these from the US warehouse as well. So they come in a pack of 10, I think, and you get them from the warehouse as samples. I like to add a lip balm. Now, you don't have to do this, but I do like to add a lip balm I always add a lip balm to my LRP every month, so then I've got a constant supply if the kids don't run away with them. But my husband tends to like them too. I do like giving people the lip balms because it's something that we know if they're going to be on the loyalty rewards program, which most people will because it's the most intelligent way, then some months they may not afford a whole 125 PV, but they still want to keep their LRP account open. Maybe they can't even afford to buy a lemon or a peppermint or something like that. So you can tell them that they can put a lip balm in their cart and they can process that for the month. They won't lose their points, they won't gain their points either, but they'll get all their shipping back and rewards and they get themselves a lip balm. So I introduced the lip balm in this pack for that very reason. I also give them a sample of Ice Blue Rub. Now, the Ice Blue Rub is an amazing anchor product because everyone needs the support of this beautiful, beautiful oil. And the rub just makes it so effective and so convenient for people to travel with. So a lot of people don't like making up the oil or dropping the oil straight on. So the Ice Blue Rub is beautiful for an anchor product, and generally the first thing that people add to their cart as an LRP when you give them a sample of it. It works very, very quickly. Great anchor product. And the On Guard toothpaste, if they haven't added it to their cart at enrollment, and because I introduce it into my workshops, a lot of people add it straight away because they can see the value of it. The tube that we have lasts us about 6 months with all of us using it. Except Chris, he doesn't use it, he doesn't like clove. So it lasts me and the kids quite a long time. So I give them 1 sachet of the On Guard toothpaste, and then I give them the Healthy Can Be Simple booklet. So this is just a simple booklet that gives information about a few different oils: sleep, weight loss or weight support, Terra Shield for bugs. It just gives them a bit of an idea about how else they can use their oil, a bit of info. And then I do like to give 1 or 2 samples, just a few drops of each, of a product that they would like to try. And I might take the samples with me, or if I've identified at the workshop that they've asked about particular samples, then I like to give Balance. Balance is quite a favourite, and people generally put that on their LRP every month. The other oils you can do are in the emotional aromatherapy kit, or maybe it's something in the mood management kit. Just have a little think about, and maybe just do one sample of something that's not within that kit, so then they're more likely to use that. You can even wait until you've done your wellness consult and identify something that they'd like to try, and put a few drops in a bottle, so then while they're setting up their LRP they can add that in enough time as well. So this is just like your little goodie bag. It makes them feel a little bit special about being part of your team, and you're also giving them access to these anchor products. So you're actually helping your business with LRP retention, and you're making them feel welcome, and you really genuinely want them as part of your team. So I like to do my welcome packs. Now, obviously, I have the ability to just to spend what I need, and I don't want you guys spending too much than you actually need to. So you just, when you're beginning, just start with what you think is going to be of suitability for your wellness advocates, and what is within your budget to start with. So maybe with your points, start accruing some of the lip balms, or some packets of the On Guard and the Easy Air Drops. Use your points to actually gather your supplies. You won't be able to use them on your samples, but if you're doing a US order, then just chuck them on there. The living magazines are quite good. Okay, so now you've enrolled them, we need to know where we're going to put them. This is just a bit of a run over on Enroller versus Sponsor. I'm not going to go too in depth with this because it's on the page as well, but I just want to talk to you about what is the difference. So when you've started to enroll people, they then show up on your front line as these beautiful purple people, and then you need to move them within 14 days of enrolling them. And if you don't move them, you're going to get to Elite quite well, but you're not going to get further than Elite, because Elite is 3,000 overall volume, And that doesn't matter where it comes from. So if you've got 20 people on your front line, then you're going to get to 3,000 OB or organisational volume quite quickly. And you might sit at elite for a very, very, very long time. You will sit elite for a very long time because it's just volume based. But when we start thinking about rank advancing and growing our business, we want to actually structure for this beautiful rank here, which is Premier. And so this is giving us legs. One leg on this side, one leg on this side, and this is us sitting at the top as this beautiful Premier. And then we replicate and duplicate ourselves into the higher ranks. So Premiers make golds, golds make blue diamonds. So we need to actually have the Premier structure as what we're working towards. And that's why placements are so important, and knowing where you're going to sponsor place someone is incredibly important. We always build for elite, but we structure for Premier. So elites make silvers, which makes diamonds, which makes presidential diamonds, and then we've obviously got the Premier. So the elites and the Premiers are our building blocks for our future ranks. They're very, very, very important ranks, and they are ranks that can be achieved quite significantly easy when you are structuring well and obviously doing the work. So the enroller is the person that was responsible for introducing and enrolling the new wellness advocate. So if someone came to a workshop that you introduced, you were the host, you were then the enroller, that you are the enroller, okay? You are the person that is the enroller of that new wellness advocate. You receive the fast start for the first 60 days. Now, I'll talk about Fast Start in Module 4, so please make yourself familiar about Fast Start, and there are numerous videos on my page about Fast Start as well. But in short, Fast Start is the percentage that you earn of a wellness advocate's new enrolment for their first 60 days. It's not your 60 days of being in the business like poor Jessie Ramos thought it was. So she worked her absolute tail off to get everyone enrolled that she knew in 60 days. It's actually, and that's why she's ranked so well, it's actually the new enrollers' first 60 days. So you will earn that 20% on that person for their first 60 days. So this is why LRP is incredibly important as well. And you're wanting to make sure that their LRP is set for so that it falls within that before that 60 days. Okay, so you wanted to get 2 lots of their LRPs in, because you're getting 20% on that. Now, Fast Start's also paid on 3 generations. So this is also outlined in the module, but this means that if you are the enroller, you would receive 20% on your new enrolment. Your enroller would receive 10% on the new enroller, and their enroller would actually receive 5%. So this is what I mean by abundance is everywhere, because there are so many ways that we still get paid for supporting people within our organisation, even if we're not the direct enrolment or the direct enroller. So please be aware that abundance is galore, and that if you're hosting a workshop if you're presenting a workshop for one of your sharers, you're their enroller more often than not. So you're still going to receive 10% of all their enrollments for the first 60 days. So there's so much abundance around. So just think about what is best long term. So it might be really nice to see that fast start and pouring in, and you just see that money. Great. But next week, next month, maybe they're not on LRP and you're not seeing any of it. So what might be better is that your host actually goes onto LRP, she uses her fast start, and then you're at least generating that PV through your business, okay? And then including them into LRPs. So please be aware of that. The enroller is able to use the new member for rank purposes. So you can only rank from personal enrolments. So this Premier here, for example, must have enrollership of these 2 executives to reach the rank of Premier. So if this person hosted the class, but the person that presented the class was actually the enroller, this person would have volume for Premier sitting at 5,000, but if they didn't have enrolment, they would actually not get to Premier. So when you're thinking long term, it's in your best interest to have people that you're going to rank from have enrollership of the people that they are associated with or introduced into the business. Okay, so we're thinking long term. Let's think long term abundance. All right, and then our teams are going to think that too. Now, the sponsor. So the enroller is the person that receives Fast Start. They can use it for rank, and they are responsible for introducing the person to the oils. That's their contact, right? The sponsor is the person that has the new wellness advocate placed underneath them, right? This person here, if they hosted a workshop and this person was the presenter did not put the host as a enroller, then the two people underneath would be sponsor placed. So the enroller would actually be the presenter, and those two people underneath this person here would actually be sponsor placed under this person here. So it means that we've moved them from our front line and we've placed them underneath another. So this can still benefit people with Power of 3 and Uni Level. So Fast Start is enroller based, but Power of 3 and Uni Level can be enroller or sponsor. So this person is still going to be, maybe this person didn't have anything to do with it. Maybe this is mum, okay? Maybe this is your mother and you really want to start supporting your mum with paying for her oils for the rest of her life. And your mum may never get past elite, and that's fine because your mum doesn't want to grow the business. She just wants to earn enough money to pay for her oils each month. That's what my mum does. My mum's been an elite with a ridiculous amount of volume, 20,000 OV underneath her, and she earns between $600 and $700 a month just by having these people sponsor placed underneath them. So if you're wanting to support your family, this is an amazing way to do it. So what you want to do then is say, this is mum and I have an enrolment and I need volume on this particular leg. So what I'm going to do is sponsor place this person under here, okay? This is just an example. What we want to do is actually place people where people are building. We want to help support builders. But this is just an example of what I mean by sponsor placement. So mum here, she would actually earn, if she had 1, 2 and 3 people on her front line and they were all on Loyalty Rewards program and mum was on Loyalty Rewards program, then she would actually earn her first $50 Power of 3. Please go in and watch the video on Power of 3. I'm not going to go into that any further than that, but for example. And then if mum was elite, then she's going to earn, and she had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people underneath her here, she would actually earn uni level a percentage based on those people underneath her as a sponsor. So you can support people within your organisation as sponsors if they haven't introduced the people to the organisation, but maybe they know them, perhaps they move in the same circle of friends. You just want to have a little think about where you're going to place people. You have 14 days to move them. So once you've enrolled them, you've only got 14 days, and this is America time. So one day it might say 5, the next day it might say 3. So you can work out, obviously from the date that you've enrolled them, how many days you have left to move them. But if you already know where you want to move them, sponsor place them straight away so then you don't get them left hanging. I also recommend that at the end of the month, or the last week of the month, please really identify where you want these enrollments to go and sponsor place them during your enrollment process. Does everyone know what I mean by this? So when you actually enroll them, you'll go through and you'll see it says enroller ID, and then it'll ask you sponsor ID. So please, in the last week of the month, please put in where you want them to go in the sponsor ID section, because they're not often showing up, and this means that it'll have to be backdated and it can affect rank. So please just identify where you want.
Are we supposed to be seeing your back office, Erin?
Oh, what do you see?
Are we supposed to be seeing your back office, darling? Just your PowerPoint. You're in enroller versus sponsor still, sorry.
Oh, yeah, the enroller versus sponsor screen, where you can see.
Yeah, but where we Yeah, with the big red dot. Is
Yep.
that what we're meant to be saying, or your back office were you showing
No.
levels there?
No. I was just showing it on the screen. Can you
No,
see
that's
my
okay then.
mouse? Can you see my mouse?
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah. Yep.
No.
That's okay. Just checking.
Thank you. No, so I want you to make sure that you're enrolling them. So you can actually find this via your sponsor tab, and the directions for doing this are actually in the module 4. So you actually go to the sponsor tab and you identify how many days you've got left to move them, and then you follow the process to actually move them within your organisation. So we do sponsor placements to allow for rank advancing in our business. And so this is allowing us to build in depth and not just across, because if we just built across, we'd only ever get to elite, which is just volume based. Primary is your first rank where you actually need qualifying legs and you need to have that depth. And our uni level payments are very, very good at supporting us when we build deep. But you don't want to build too deep that you're not going to get paid. But we'll talk about uni level a bit later. So what can you consider when you're actually going to think about the best place to sponsor place people? So what you want to think about, this is why your wellness consults are so important, because they're going to give you a bit more of an idea of where you're going to put these people. So I would, if you're a bit unsure, hang off moving them until you've done your wellness consult, and then you can have a bit clearer idea from then, because you might have someone that identifies that they're really excited about doing this as a business and you've already placed them 20 levels down. So just have a little think about where they're gonna best suit your business, but also where they're going to grow. So are they going to be users, sharers, or builders? So users, and we go through this in your presentation as well, we go through the live, share, and build. So users love the products. They avidly just live and love the products. They'll buy it when they run out. They may be part of the loyalty rewards program because they love the products. They're really, really loyal consumers, and they're happily replacing the products in their home and just buying their oils, right? You've then got sharers. So sharers really love the products enough to want to share them with their family and their friends and their colleagues. They may want to host workshops for you, and more often they do, because they do have this passion of sharing, and they will be processing 100 LRP each month, particularly if they're hosting these workshops, so that they can get their commission to go towards their oils each month. And the more sharers we have, the more opportunity to find builders. We don't often have a builder front up and say to us, look, I'm ready to build the business. This is what I want to do, and I'm really amazing, and I've had all this experience, and I'm gonna be your best builder ever. You actually got to be more wary of the ones that say, no, I'm quite happy using this for myself, and I do like to share it time to time, but I don't have time to do anything other than use them at the moment. So that's what I was. I told my enroller flat out that there was no way that I was doing anything other than using these products. So doTERRA has a way of getting into your life and into your heart and changing the way that you actually feel very quickly. So I would just be wary of the people that come out flat out and say that they're amazing and that they want to build. You just have to be a little bit careful. If they do genuinely want to, then you want to put them through the Builders program, and you really want them to be booking their workshops, at least 2 workshops ASAP, and then you know that they're going to be committed. So you actually have to not just take them on their word, you actually have to allow them to prove that to you. But sharers generally are users and sharers are what makes up our business. As you get further along in growing your business, more people will pop up because they see the opportunity. When I started, Rowena was my first builder. I think I was maybe silver, going to gold, silver at that point. And then Afro, and then slowly everyone else started joining. So I was gold and still had 1 and a bit builders. So it just shows you that people will just pop up when they're ready, and we don't have to actively go out and recruit builders, because I mean, that's good. You can if you're confident doing that, but people just want to show up and use the products first, because that's part of that belief level of actually being a product of the product and then having that belief in the company. So just have a little think about who have you got in your team that are nice sharers and who can support you. But when you're doing your wellness consult, you're identifying these sharers, and if you're thinking that they're going to be going straight onto loyalty rewards and they're showing you that, then they're the ones you're going to put up higher in your organisation. Your builders that are proving that they're booking their work, they've booked those workshops in and they've committed to you to go through the builders program, they're the people you want to put higher in your organisation as well. Your personal enrolments, you don't really want to put any lower than level 4 and level 5 if you have an inkling that they're going to be a sharer or a builder. If you know that they're going to be a user or a consumer, then you can have a bit more of a play. But I'd recommend 4th, 5th level for personal enrolments, because if they're going to start building, then you're going to miss out on some uni level down there. So just make sure that you gauge a bit of an idea. It's not always an exact science. You're never going to pick someone, because I was absolutely adamant there was no way that I was doing this. So Mish moved me, and guess what? Erin just rang to say that I had someone to enrol. So you just don't know. But if you can have a bit of an idea, then you might as well have a play around with it. I know a few of my people that I thought weren't going to build actually are. Hello, everyone. So just, you just help people grow where they're at. Where will they grow best? So you want to think about what group do they associate in? What team would they fit best in? Who do they know within your organisation? So say it's someone that you've enrolled, and it's been your personal contact and you're going to sponsor place them. You want to put them with people that they know, in circles that they know, because when you do team events, as your team gets bigger and bigger and bigger, people are going to break off into their separate teams, and you want them to be with people that they're comfortable with. And you also want them where they're going to best help you rank and advance as well. So we're supporting everyone in this situation. So placement tips. Now these are just tips and suggestions and things that do seem to work well. You want to place new enrollees under builders and leaders where and whenever possible. And what this is doing is not enabling, but is showing that you're supporting your builders, and it's not something that is frowned upon. It's something that it will help you establish solid leadership, and you can but don't place them without discussing it with them. So if you're going to place people within organisation, please discuss with the person that you're placing it in, so that they have a bit of an understanding. Now, not everyone is going to meet the person that you've introduced, that you've enrolled into that team, because just some teams are too big, and I'm not going to know every single person that you guys have enrolled into your organisation, which then is mine. So it's just being aware that if you're going to place someone into your builders teams, just speak with them and make them aware of that happening. It is important that you keep enrollership of your personal enrolments until it makes sense to transfer that. So this would just be in cases where you need to rank advance, or when that person has shown that they've stepped up into their leadership role. So I would hang on to personal enrolments until I felt that those enrolments knew that they were going to have their enrolment handed over to someone else, and that they were feeling nurtured by that person that was going to take that responsibility on. And I feel that that's a transition process, because the person that's going to have these beautiful enrolments is a gift, and they need to understand that you're giving up your babies that you've nurtured and grown as leaders, and you're going to give them this beautiful gift to take care of these enrolments from here on in. And so I like people to have a transition process for this, particularly if you're moving. So you're moving builders, okay? This is the important part, is when you're actually moving builders and you're changing enrolments for rank advanced purposes. So just be wary of if you're swapping enrollership, just make sure that it's for a reason that is appropriate and that it's going to suit all parties, and that people are actually taking that responsibility and you're empowering, not enabling, okay? this is what I was saying before about keeping strong builders on or close to your front line to build stability, longevity, and strength. So the higher up that you place your builders, the more efficient for your business, and helps your power of three as well if they're on your front line. But I don't have all my ranking leaders on my front line, and I have an amazing team. So business builders just pop up where they are, and no matter where they are, providing you've got the enrollership of them, you can rank off them as long as there's only one per leg. So you can only rank off one person per leg. So say I had one leg, and on it had Jenny up the top, and Jenny ranked silver, but I then had Pat underneath, and Pat was also ranking silver, and I needed to be diamond. So I had other 3 qualifying legs, and this leg has 2 silvers in it. I could only rank off that one person on that one leg, and even though there was 2 silvers, I could only rank from one of them. So if Pat went silver in the month first, then I would rank from Pat. But if Jenny did, then I would rank from Jenny. So it's the first person to that rank for that month, or re-hitting their rank for that month, that you actually rank from. So you can only rank from one person in each leg. So you might have 5 legs, and you might have 7 golds, but you might not have 1 gold in your 5th leg, so which means you couldn't get to blue diamond. So you just have to have those in one leg, okay, for rank. You can have them anywhere in that leg, top, bottom, wherever, as long as it's just one person you're ranking from. You want to make decisions based on your long-term growth and not just your short-term rewards. So this is what I was talking about with your fast start as well. So you want to look at the big picture, and you want to look at, how can I grow this business long-term? How can I get the best out of my loyalty rewards program and residual income, and not just build based on power of 3. So power of 3 is great for a bonus, but what I want you to focus on is building for premier structure first, which is 2 legs. And then once you've got a solid premier, then you can start adding your 3rd leg for silver, and that will naturally give you your 3rd LRP on your front line to give you that first power of 3 bonus of that $50 US. So we don't build for power of 3, we use that as an additional amazing bonus. And as you get further along, then you will be able to fill in your power of 3 later down the track. Your priority is actually your rank and supporting your team, because if you're getting I know that my blue diamond check at the moment is much more important than my 1500 power of 3. So I wouldn't be trying to backfill my 1500 and jeopardize the team rank. I would actually be ensuring that I'm placing appropriately, so that residual income is coming in, that rank is being reached, and then when that's stable, I can start looking at my power of 3 1500 bonus. Okay, does that make sense? If you don't have builders yet, this is so common. We don't just have builders. We just don't have builders when we start. We don't just enroll with a kit and then 3 builders jump in. They come in your box. They don't come in your purple box and they say, "Hi, Rowana, I am ready to build this business with you. We're going to be silver in no time because I'm going to be your elite, and she's going to be your elite, and she's going to be your elite." Just doesn't happen. So what happens is you develop relationships with these consumers and these users in your team, and then they become sharers, and then these sharers get this inkling of, wow, this is an amazing company, these are amazing products, I can actually earn money doing something that I love. And I know there's so many of you out there right now on this call that have done that exact same thing, because that is where the value is, because you know that these people are truly valuing the product, that they're actually understanding the company, and they're actually aligning themselves with that. So these are the people that are just going to go boom, and they're going to be very, very valuable. So you don't have to worry about not having builders yet, because builders will come. And in the meantime, you do what you do to get where you need to be and support your team. So like I said in the beginning, I didn't have a builder till silver, and you just do the work. You do the workshops, you place your volume where it's needed, and you work with your team and you work your butt off to get where you need to be. Jessie did the same. I think Jessie built herself to gold and nearly platinum by herself. So if you actually have the grit to do it, you will do it. And if you have builders that pop up really early, which I know some of you are amazing, you've got builders just showing up really, really early, and you're going to have such an amazing long-term ability there, but not everyone gets that opportunity. So you can start by asking family members to enroll, and then using them as your qualifying legs, because you know that they're going to support you. It's easy to have them go onto the loyalty rewards program because they're loving the product and they know that they're going to get benefit. So this is how mum started. This is now mum's earning enough to buy a ridiculous amount of oils that she needs every month and supports her needs. So ask someone to enroll that will support you to get started, and start placing your enrollees under them. So sisters, brothers, mothers, fathers, grandparents, anyone that you can really support you for qualifying legs, they're perfect. The other thing you can do is transfer them out later down the track if you actually need to. And generally your family members are going to be supportive of that because they want you to succeed. And there's always going to be the kickbacks if you can order oils, and they're going to be able to get them from you anyway, so they're not missing out. So you would actually start building this beautiful structure underneath them, and if the time came and they didn't want to actually build for themselves, what you could do is have the conversation about an account transfer. And this means that someone that's ready to build can move into that position and take on that whole team. So I've had a couple of girls step into leadership positions via that account transfer. So someone was holding the spot, and when people are ready, they've stepped into those roles. So there's definitely no shame in using your family members to support you in the short term, because they love the products, they love you, they're going to want to support you. So it's fantastic to have them on your front line. You want to match the builder's effort. So this is what I was saying before about not enabling them. So if you're going to be placing new enrollees under them, you want them to actually be showing up too. So it's about both of you showing up for each other. So you don't want to be putting more enrollments on there than they're doing to build their own team, because you want them to still feel empowered about building their own team. So encouraging them to do workshops, making sure that they're contacting their team and doing LRP follow-ups and their wellness consults. And as you see them show up, you're showing up as well. So you're helping them out, but you're not actually enabling them and building their business for them. Best not to build more than one leg under a builder. So then they have a vested interest to build the other leg. So if they are silver, for example, and 2 of their legs have got your personal enrollments in them and they are going gung-ho, then you wouldn't be putting another builder in that 3rd leg for them to then get to silver without having to do any work. So you're actually wanting to support them, but you're wanting them to have an interest in their success and their growth of their team. So you're wanting to just support them and show them that they can duplicate the process. So getting to elite, if you're thinking about elite as the building blocks, elite is 3,000 OV, and if you do 4 classes in a month, have 4 people attend, 4 to 5 people attend, then you can be elite in a month. You can realistically be elite in 1 month, and then you could be premier the following month, because it's volume based elite, and then once you've got that volume, you can start, you're building your 2nd leg. So it is very, very easy to duplicate yourself from elite and premier to silver and gold and beyond. So you're just empowering that duplication. So having people pop up. And you just don't know, like I was saying before, you just don't know if someone is going to, if they say that they're not going to build and then all of a sudden decide, then that and you've already put them 5, 6, 7 levels down, then that's how it is. That's just how it is. So you can anticipate, but you can't actually 100% sure know that where you're placing them is going to be appropriate. No one has a crystal ball. You can only just gauge how you feel, and you'll use your intuition to do that, because lots of things can influence what happens. So just just sort of gauge. And people may be in and out. So maybe someone says to you straight out that they want to be a builder. They've booked a couple of workshops, they've enrolled people, and then they sort of die off a little bit. So keep in contact with them. Keep supporting them with information and education. Ask if you can help them with workshops and re-inspire them. And then they may come back as a really, really strong builder. So people just need that support, and you just never know if they're going to just take off or whether they're going to lay dormant for a bit and then take off again later. So continue to nurture your enrollments no matter where you place them, and know that things can change and we can only do our best. So before we meet again, what I want you to do, so there's a lot of information in the week 4 module, and it can be a bit wordy. So just go through the videos as well that are posted in the links. So work through the week 4 and familiarise yourself with the comp plan. So if you don't understand it, please go through it all. If you still don't understand it, then speak to your mentor about it, because you should be checking in with them anyway. And just really understand how you're getting paid, because if you turned up for a job normally, they're going to tell you what you get paid and how you get paid and what leave you have, and et cetera, et cetera. So please just familiarise yourself with how you're getting paid. So the compensation plan is the fast start, the uni level, your power of 3, your leadership bonuses, your empowerment bonus as a premier and a silver now. There are so many ways of being paid with doTERRA. So please just familiarise yourself with how you're going to get paid. Watch your wellness consult video in module 4, and also on the compensation plan. When you start getting into silver and above, you're getting paid your leadership pools as well. So this is the time where you need to actually apply for an ABN. You need to register as a business and apply for an ABN, and you need to give that ABN to the to doTERRA, so then they can put that on record for you. You also then need to fill out your direct deposit authorization form, so you can have the money put into your bank account. If you're wanting to do that earlier than silver, then feel free. If you know that you're heading that way, it's probably a good idea. The direct deposit form link is also in module 4, so just download that and keep that in your computer system, so that when you need it, you can just print it out and send it off to doTERRA and have them put that in your bank account. Download the wellness consult form. If you're just starting your enrolments and your wellness consults, please download that form so that you can follow it as a guide, but still feel a bit cash about how you're doing it, so that you're feeling like you're actually connecting. You're not feeling regimented going through that. I want you just try and feel comfortable, but stay with a bit of a plan. Gather your supplies for your welcome pack. So work out what suits your budget. Don't have to go over the top. Just make sure you're including just one of each of those things that I said, or maybe just a couple of things, just so that you're introducing some anchor products for them. Book your wellness consults, and please do that either at the event or as soon as you possibly can, and get them done. Because you'll notice the ones that you've done the wellness consults for will go on to LRP, or they will be using the oils very quickly, and they will be using them as a lifestyle and an investment, and that's what we recommend anyway. Tap any interested builders or sharers straight into the building program. So if you think that someone's really, really keen to share, and they're wanting to get started with workshops straight away, and they just want to have a little glimpse of the building side of it, then tap them into the building program, so then they can have an idea, and then they'll know whether they want to or not from that, basically. Now, really the key is the fortune is in the follow-up. So the secret, which is no secret in doTERRA, is do the workshops, meet the ranks, and the fortune's in the follow-up. So if you're doing the workshops, you're having enrolments, and then you have people to follow up, which means you've got residual income, and you've got an amazing, beautiful team that you can help support and grow. So you also need to follow up those that didn't enroll at your workshops. So not only do you need to be doing your wellness consults for those that enrolled, but it's important to do your follow-ups with those that didn't enroll at the workshops as well. And you want to be doing this within 48 hours of the workshop, because once you leave it a week or 2 weeks, people will be like, oh no, I'm over that, or they've gone and enrolled with someone else and that person hasn't sent them back to you. So please follow up with these people. Make sure you grab their number and not that they just grabbed yours. So make sure that they have your number, and you'll say, I'm going to send you home with this information and I'm going to contact you in 2 days' time and see how you're getting on and whether you need anything additional from me. Always follow up with those that you have sampled, and there's a sampling 101 video that I've already put on the page, so make sure you're familiar with that as well. You want to make sure that what you've given them, that they're actually using and that they're getting some benefit from it. And you want to know that they haven't just left it on the kitchen bench and forgotten about it, because that's just a waste of your oils. Follow up with those that have shown interest in hosting a workshop. So if people have said to you, oh yeah, I'd love to host a workshop, absolutely, just let me know. Well, yeah, I'm letting you know, and I'd love to book it in for the 23rd at 2 p.m. How would you like to host a workshop then? Gather some friends. So if they have shown interest, then they're already allowing you to have a workshop. So you just grab them, use them, and now you've got your beautiful host gifts and your little goodie bags. So you'll be able to utilise them for what they're worth. So make sure you tap into anyone that's shown interest in hosting a workshop, because you just never know when your next build is going to pop up. So please make sure that you're having as many workshops as possible, and asking a team to hold workshops, have you host workshops for them, so that you always have continual momentum in the business. Next week is our last week, and we're going to talk about support. So supporting our new team, but also supporting our leaders, and how to mentor. So a lot of you are doing the Premier Club, which is amazing and so exciting. I'm already seeing huge growth in the team. And those that didn't jump on the call earlier, I just did a huge shout out to those that are enrolling already this month. It's just ridiculous. We've got so many enrollments come through, and I'm so proud of everyone. So keep up the amazing work. We're only 10 days in, and the back office is just looking incredible. I love looking at it and seeing how shining light stars you are. Just beautiful. Support and mentoring is very, very important when these people are doing things like Premier and Silver Club. So understanding your role as a mentor as you get into the leadership ranks of Silver and above, it is your role to be a mentor for your team. So I'm just going to talk about what mentoring actually means, and the difference between listening and speaking on the phone and actually mentoring. It's about asking the hard questions, and people might feel a little bit uncomfortable, but you actually need to ask those questions when you mentor. Effective leadership. So showing the way, and not just standing there and making people go your way, but actually leading by example and being a role model. Accountability, so making sure that you're checking in with your mentors and staying on your course. So staying in alignment with your goals and actually meeting your goals, and checking in with your accountability partner and your upline, and showing up, basically. Belief systems, so we're going to go through the belief systems of each rank and how you can actually move through those belief systems, which then would naturally rank advance you. And vision boards. So I'm going to talk to you about the value of vision boards, and I'm going to set that as homework for you for that week after, and I want to see all your beautiful vision boards. I know some of you have already done yours and updated them for your new goals, and it's amazing, and I love seeing them. So that is what we're going to go through next week. And then that will end our beautiful 5 weeks.